Hey guys, this is KatsMeyow, and I wanted to give you a quick status update. If you saw my last video, well, it should have been my last video, I did test 13 days past ovulation, which would have, I think, been 12 days past my IUI, and it was looking encouraging. There was definitely some kind of line there, but I was still kind of trepidatious about the whole thing, so I did test the next day. And when I tested then, there was still kind of a little line. So let me just show you a quick comparison of 13 DPO and 14 DPO, just so you can see what I mean. So 15 DPO, which would have been 2 weeks after my IUI, is the date I was actually supposed to test. And I decided to do a couple of tests just to make sure. I apologize for Spotty, he's in a weird mood today. So I couldn't sleep at all that night. I mean, I think I woke up at 1 o'clock, and then I was up till 4 o'clock, and then I just kind of laid in bed for the next couple of hours. Till finally I woke up my spouse and was like, hey, maybe we should test now. So I tested on a first response early prediction test and just a regular WANFO, which is that same little strip that I used in my other video when I was testing. You'll see in the picture that the WANFO kind of had a very weird kind of pink dye run from one side. That's nowhere near that test line, so that's not indicating anything. And you'll see the first result test as well. So the first response is actually one of the most sensitive pregnancy tests on the market, and you can test several days before your missed period. When I was testing, it would have been, let's say, 3 or 4 days after my missed period, which is kind of thrown off for me since I was on progesterone after the IUI, so I wouldn't have had a period either way, even if I was going to. As you saw in the picture, there was nothing, not even the faintest bit of a line there. So I had a very good cry, and I was really, really mad, and I was upset, and I was exhausted, and my spouse, trying to be helpful, was like, it's okay, we'll try again. And my only response was, it's not okay. It's really not okay. It doesn't matter that we can try again. Right now is awful. And, I cried a lot that morning, and it really sucked. And I really just felt tired of being back in the same place. I was back in the same place of not having a positive pregnancy test. When I lost 70 pounds, I was in this place of not having a positive pregnancy test. After my spouse made lots of effort to help with fertility, I was in the same space after I was taking prenatal vitamins and just that. In that same space after using OPKs, after using soft cups, I just keep ending up back here in this situation. This sucks. It really does. I'm in a lot better headspace now than I was that day. It's been a couple of days. Today's Wednesday, and I tested on Saturday. Taking my last dose of progesterone Friday night because I knew I was going to test Saturday morning. And if that came up negative, I didn't want to delay my cycle any more than need be. So it took till Monday for me to actually start spotting a little bit, and then Tuesday was actually my first full flow day, and so today is cycle day 2. Fortunately, this cycles I don't have to do any blood work, which is nice, at least until cycle day 10 when I go in for a follicle scan, because my last cycle, for insurance approval reasons, I had to go in on cycle day 2 and get a whole bunch of blood work. So yeah, Saturday was a total bust for me, and I ended up going back to bed after we tested, and I was just so exhausted and just so depressed at that point. I just laid in bed until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I actually slept, fortunately, which I really needed to sleep, so I'm glad that happened. And it also kind of just got me to like wake up to kind of a fresh start, even though it wasn't necessarily like waking up to a new day. It kind of felt more like a new day. You know, it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Fortunately, it was a weekend, and there was nothing I needed to do that day. So I was thankful for that. So I feel like since Saturday, I've been doing really good with this. I've been doing okay. But now that I'm talking about it, I'm like all emotional, so I'm sorry for that. So fortunately, I did have 2 refills of Femera, so I went ahead and put in a refill for that at the pharmacy. Picked that up, and I'm back on that. So here we are, new cycle. And I'm going in on cycle day 10 for another follicle scan. I know my last cycle when I went in, I had like 1 dominant follicle that I think was 24 millimeters, something like that. I'm kind of hoping that this round I'll have more dominant follicles or more possible follicles. So even if, you know, one doesn't cut it, there's a chance at another one. I'm kind of bummed right now, but fortunately after IUI number 2, I'm going to be going on vacation a couple days after that. So I won't have the opportunity to test early and get results that are hopeful yet totally heartbreaking. I'll be out and about. I'll be very distracted. And then by the time that vacation is almost over, it'll be time to test again, which I'm hoping it goes okay, because that would really stink if things went really awful. That's where I'm at. It's not where I was hoping I'd be right now, but my biggest fear is that like this one won't work too. And my RE had basically told us, like, usually if an IUI is going to work, it's going to work within the first 3 attempts. So I know that our insurance covers up to 6 attempts. I don't know if our RE would be comfortable with us doing all 6, but I'd kind of like to try if we can. If we can only do 3, then that kind of puts me in a position where if the second one doesn't work, I'll kind of feel like that I only have 1 chance left before I have to go do IVF and go through the whole egg retrieval process and embryo transfers and all this other really rough stuff. So yeah, hopefully your day is going better than mine. I'm sorry I don't have better news to give you guys, and I'm sorry if you kind of got your hopes up. Trust me, I was there too. I saw that line too. I don't know what it meant. I don't know if it was a chemical thing. I don't know if it was just residual HCG in my system from the trigger shot, even though I did test that out. I don't know, dude. It stinks, and I hope that you're doing better than I am right now. So I will see you guys again really soon for the follicle scan, and let's just keep our hopes up. Bye.